Hello, everybody. I'm just going to run through a quick 15-20 minute class here. Might be quite nice to start your day, maybe finish your day, but just something that you can squeeze into the busy schedule whilst we're not all together in person. So we're going to come and start in our child's pose. So shuffling your way to the back of the mat. Knees come nice and wide, big toes coming to touch. And then we'll start to walk our hands out in front of us, melting the forehead down to the mat. And then when you arrive here, just rolling the forehead from side to side, give yourself a little massage here. And then this will be less of a spicy power class, more of just a good stretch out of the body, a good wiggle out onto the mat. Still working all our muscles, but finding a bit of softness as we move through. Good, coming to find that forehead nice and still. Let's walk our fingertips over to the left-hand side. Perhaps your right hand comes to the back of the left hand. Find a good stretch down the right side of the body. And start to draw that right shoulder down to the mat a little bit more. Find a good stretch into our lats here. Into our wings, the back of our body. Lovely, one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale draws you to center. And then exhale settles. Inhale over to the right hand side. Now feeling that stretch down the left side of the body. Into that left lat, so our left wing. And again, maybe drawing the left shoulder down a little bit deeper, finding a bit more of a stretch. Perhaps left hand comes to the back of the right. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Draw your hands back to center here. And then start to roll the body up. Really press into the spine. Keep the knees nice and wide. And when you arrive at the top in this sort of tabletop position, start to drop the hips down to the mat. Allow the feet to float up. And then draw the shoulder blades back into the spine. So we're opening out through the chest. Good. As you exhale, pressing our way back to our child's pose. Nice. Inhale to roll the spine up. Exhale as we roll down. Good. Pressing our way back. Nice. Inhale, rolling all the way up. Exhale, dropping the hips. Maybe feet float up. Maybe head comes back. One more. Press it back. Good. And then inhale, we roll up. Allow those feet to float. Draw the shoulder blades in. Lovely. Come to find a tabletop position. So draw those knees back in underneath your hips. And then let's find a few cat-cows. So inhale, belly drops, gaze coming up. And then exhale, rolling through the spine. Good. Inhale, we look up. Exhale, we roll through. Nice. One more. Inhale, look up. And exhale, rolling through. Lovely. Return back to center. Plant the left hand down onto the mat. Right hand lifts up. And then exhale, thread the right arm underneath. Tap the shoulder. Inhale, we reach up. Exhale, threading through. One more inhale to reach up. Exhale to thread through. Nice. Plant the right shoulder down this time and then walk the left fingertips out in front of you. Good. Just breathing here. Trying not to press too much into the right hip, so keeping a bit of even space. Good. Holding. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Keep the left hand where it is and then start to press into that left hand and then join the right hand at the top. From here we find our puppy pose. You're melting the chest down, pressing the hands into the mat. Maybe your chin comes to the mat, maybe it's your forehead. Just explore what feels most comfortable. But either way, we're pressing and melting our chest down towards the mat here. Hips are still high. 2 more breaths. Inhaling. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. On an inhale, start to roll yourself forwards. Come to find your forearm plank. sorry, come to find your Sphinx. So we drop our hips down and then shuffle so that our elbows are underneath the shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades back so we open out the chest. Good, nice big stretch here. Good, take a breath in. As you exhale, start to look towards your belly button. Your hips float up slightly and you draw in through the obliques. Inhale as we look up. Exhale as we draw it through. Nice. One more. Inhale as we look up. Exhale as we draw it through. Lovely. Good. Start to press into the hands. We press our way back to our child's pose. Just sinking down here for a moment. And then inhale, drawing ourselves back up to the tabletop position. So wrists nicely stacked underneath the shoulders. Draw that belly button in. Inhale for your left hand to reach up. Exhale to thread through. Inhale, left hand reaches up. Exhale, threading through. Good, one more. Inhale, left hand reaches up. Exhale to thread through. Nice. Plant the left hand down. Right hand reaches forward. Left ear is melting down onto the mat. Find this nice stretch down the back of the shoulders. Keeping those hips high. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Good, keep pressing into the right hand, and then your left hand comes to join the right. Melt the chest, find your puppy pose. Just one breath here, inhaling. And exhaling. Good, start to roll forwards onto those forearms, find your Sphinx pose. Drop the hips, lift the chest, drawing the shoulder blades in, opening out through the chest here. Good, just breathing, inhale. And exhale, take a nice big breath in, and then exhale, look towards the belly button, drawing in through the obliques. Inhale as we look up. Exhale, tuck the chin, looking to the belly button. One more, inhale to look up. Exhale to draw in towards the belly button. Nice, releasing down. Keep the forearms as they are, tuck the toes under, then find your forearm plank. So we're lifting the hips up really strong here. Start to walk the feet in towards the elbows. So we're lifting that bottom up high. Find your dolphin pose. Gaze comes between the thumbs. Give your thumbs a little wiggle. And then see if you can press into both hands to lift yourself up to downward facing dog. If it's one hand and the other, that is totally fine. Maybe have a shuffle back. I seem to be at the front of my mat. Nice. So we found our downward facing dog. Nice, and then from here, let's find some nice big spine roll. So inhale, roll up onto the balls of your feet, roll forwards to a high plank. Exhale, bend the knees, press back. Inhale to roll forwards. Exhale, bend the knees, press back. One more, inhale, roll forwards. Exhale, bend the knees, press back. Good, start to walk the feet to the hands at the top of the mat. When you arrive, find your ragdoll. Opposite arm to opposite elbow, a little sway, side to side. Maybe a gentle bob up and down. Good. And then releasing hold of the elbows. Find a halfway lift. Inhale. Draw the shoulder blades in, nice flat back. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Reach the fingertips up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Inhale, fingertips lift up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step your right foot back and then pause here. Drop the right knee down. Good. From here, take a nice big breath in. Shine the chest forwards. And then exhale, start to press back. We find our half splits, left toes lift up. Good. Inhale to roll forwards. Perhaps float the arms up. And then exhale, release down, pressing back, half splits. Lovely. Inhale, roll forwards, fingertips lift. And then exhale, hands float down, pressing back. Let's do one more. Inhale, roll forwards, rise the hands up. And then exhale to come down, press back. Really nice. Good. Rolling forwards. Plant the hands down onto the mat, and then the left leg joins back behind. Drop both knees down, lower down to the mat. Fingertips come out wide. Inhale to float up. So cobra. Exhale, roll down. Two more. Inhale, we roll up. Exhale to float down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, float down. Good. Plant the hands down onto the mat, tuck the toes under. Press back and let's find downward facing dog. Nice. Start to walk the feet into the hands. Any steps as we can squeeze in. Nice stretch into the calves. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Reach those fingertips up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, fingertips rise. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale this time. Our left foot steps back and our right foot stays forwards. Drop the back knee down, the left knee down. Good. Take a breath in as you shine the chest. Exhale, press back, half split. Inhale, roll forwards, perhaps float the arms up. And then exhale to frame the right foot down. Frame the right foot and press back, half splits. Inhale, roll forwards, float up the arms. Exhale to release down and press back. Good. One more. Inhale, float. Exhale, float the hands down and press back. Really nice. Rolling back forwards. Swing that right leg back. Lowering down. And then taking your hands up to the top corners of the mat. Press your fingertips into the mat here. We find our seal pose. So really squeeze glutes together. Nice stretch for the lower back. Good. Opening up here. One more breath. Squeeze those glutes. And then exhale to lower back down. Nice. Press the hands into the mat. Start to push your way back. Tap the toes under. Find your downward facing dog. Good. Have a little paddle out through the feet here in our downward dog. And then take your right leg up to the ceiling. Inhale to roll forward, and we find our half pigeon pose. So draw the right knee behind the right wrist, right toes behind the left wrist, and then start to walk the left foot back. We find a bit of space here. Hands come a bit wider. Inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale to roll down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale as we roll down. Nice. One more. Inhale as we lift up. Exhale as we float down, coming onto our forearms. Couple of breaths here in our pigeon pose. Sending your exhale to that right hip and that right glute space. So a good stretch here. One more breath, inhaling. And then exhaling out. Good. Start to walk your hands back up the chest. Tuck the back toe under. Press back to your downward facing dog. Let's take the left leg up to the ceiling. And then start to draw the left knee in behind the left wrist. Left toes behind the right wrist, and walk that right foot back. We find nice bit of length here and space into the hips. Inhale to lift the chest, taking the hands nice and wide. Exhale to float down. Inhale as we rise up. Exhale as we roll down. Good. One more. Inhale, rise up. exhale to roll down, coming onto our forearms. And then just breathing here into this half pigeon pose. Again, sending the exhale into the left hip, allowing it to soften and relax. This is really nice if you've been sitting at a desk all day or do a lot of walking, running. Good stretch into the hips. Good, so one more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Start to walk the hands back underneath you. Lift the chest. And then going to roll over onto your left hip. Swing that right leg out in front. Shuffle onto the fleshy bit. Draw the fleshy bits of your bottom out. And then draw both your feet together. So you're coming to find your butterfly legs. So soles of the feet are together, knees are wide. And then take your hands either to your ankles, your shins, or maybe to your feet. Inhale, find some space. And then exhale, start to draw yourself down. The closer you have your heels in towards your body, the deeper that you'll feel the stretch. So you might want to shuffle your feet in a little bit, have a little play. And we want to find some space as we inhale, so perhaps lift up ever so slightly. And then as you exhale, allow the body to draw down. Trying to draw this from our lower back and from our hip space before we allow the body to curl. So that's where that inhale, find space comes from. And then exhale as we fold down. Sending your knees out to the side, so it's a big stretch into the groin, to the inner thigh. Let's have 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Another like that, inhaling and exhaling. Good. Gently start to release. Take your hands back behind you. Place your feet onto the mat and then just dropping your knees from side to side. Gentle wiggle out here. Nice. And then coming back to center. And we'll start to roll down onto our backs. And then you're welcome to take any more movements that you feel like your body needs. Maybe you move on to another class. Or maybe you take a few moments here in stillness. Find an uncomfortable position. Your Shavasana doesn't have to be completely lying on your backs. Maybe you keep your feet planted on the mat and allow your knees to roll in. Either way, just take a few moments in whatever shape you found, just to settle here, to pause before you go on to do whatever may be next. Allowing yourself just to breathe and be still. And then perhaps you pause the video here and stay in this resting posture for a little longer. Or maybe begin to extend the legs long. Take the fingertips up overhead and find a full body stretch. A big inhale as you reach up. And then as you exhale, draw the knees into your chest. Give them a nice big hug. Squeeze into a ball. And then take hold of the knees. Just have a little rock and roll side to side. And then gently making your way up to seated position at the top of your mat. Spine nice and long. Let's take a breath together. Inhale to reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. And then exhale, hands come into your heart center. Good. Well done for just taking a few moments onto your mat, having a nice stretch into the hip space and into the lower back. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, evening, night, whatever comes for you after you've done this little practice. Thank you.